Dread leaks in when two outsiders are caught in a lift over a long end of the week and one isn't who they give off an impression of being. There's likewise very anticipation behind the scene. Hello there folks, in the event that you like my video, leave a like and remarks in the segment below. Today I'm going to make sense of a down thrill ride film. At the point when the film begins we see it appears everybody has returned home with the exception of our principal character, Jennifer. In a dull office she composes an email to an ex, Derek, illuminating him she anticipates traveling to New York and inquiring as to whether they can meet to talk. Another person, Matt, leaves the washroom and planning to leave the structure. His speedy scenes are intercut with Jennifer doing likewise and both sitting tight for the lift on various floors. After Jennifer gets in the lift, Matt gets in a couple of floors down and they trade some off-kilter casual discussion about the impending Valentine's and President's Day end of the week. Matt then, at that point, focuses to the stick figure caught in the lift. Significantly, there's just a single stick figure at that point. So somebody will get a little educated before the film is finished. As the lift passes the first of numerous storm cellar/stopping floors, there's a crash and it stops. The two endeavors both the call and alert fasten yet neither works. The two then, at that point, wave to the camera trying to get a safety officer's consideration, yet apparently there's nobody in the work area. This is working out in a good way. While they hang tight for help, Matt endeavors to begin a discussion and we learn he is another bookkeeper at one of the organizations in the structure. Matt, someplace is typically dubious. In something like 15 minutes the two endeavor to shout for help and Jennifer gets on person's shoulders to search for a trapdoor on the roof, viewing as none. An hour passes and the two bonds with some discourse lifted directly from a rom-com that is not exceptionally entertaining. The two trade names and 4 hours after getting on the lift, Jennifer is having an emergency since she truly needs to pee. After some persuading from Fellow, she pees into her unfilled bottle. Isn't it obvious? After that episode, Jennifer then, at that point, utilizes a wine tool she hefts around to cut the stick lady into the stick man picture. Some additional time elapses, and the two keep on holding. We figure out that Jennifer's currently failed to catch plane was a last-minute thing to see Derek, who presumably didn't have any desire to see her. Feeling terrible for her circumstance, Fellow opens the container of wine he was putting something aside for a client and the two beverage. 1 a.m. rolls around and the two are drawing pictures of one another when Fellow tells Jennifer he needs to make an affirmation. Is it time for ghastliness? No, he tells her he lied before when he said he had never seen her and really had seen her in the entryway a few times previously. He likewise concedes to having a keen interest in her and states he would have rather not uttered a word before so she wouldn't see him as a stalker. Jennifer has all the earmarks of being enchanted by the affirmation and snickers. The two then uncover their pictures of one another and Jennifer has tongue-in-cheek drawn person as a demon lobster thing. Fellow facetiously states she caught a side of him nobody has seen, which feels like a little wink to the crowd called portending. The two attempt to settle on points to discuss, arriving on sex. Jennifer feels this is an extraordinary discussion to record. She takes out her telephone and they record each other recounting the account of the dirtiest spot they each engaged in sexual relations in. Jennifer says hers was school, and since Matt doesn't have a story, Jennifer drives him to make one up. After he makes up a tale about an old work partner during a cookout, he becomes stimulated and apologizes. Jennifer lets him know he doesn't need to apologize, and the two kisses prompt sex. A while later person pulls a half Mosby and tells Jennifer he could go gaga for her. This quickly kills the temperament and Jennifer lets him know this was only a dream, leaving Fellow devastated. After Jennifer lets him know she simply tell the truth, Fellow gets genuinely threatening and tells her he should be straightforward as well. He concedes he isn't new to the structure, isn't a bookkeeper, and that his name isn't even person. Turns out Fellow has been following Jennifer for a spell and is really the front work area safety officer. He shows Jennifer pictures he's taken for the last a few hundred days from security film, including film of her sitting tight for the lift prior. This lets us know the whole thing has been arranged by this person. This more odd Matt totally loses it and starts hollering and beating on the lift to let out his disappointment about being turned down. He then, at that point, uncovers he has the lift key and tells Jennifer she can go. As the lift fires back up, Jennifer gets reasonably pissed and tells Matt she will call the police. This was most likely not the most ideal thing to do right now. Fellow states he won't allow that to occur and switches off the lift, leaving the vital in the lock. Jennifer runs for the key and Fellow lifts her up to pull her back, yet as she kicks the air, she coincidentally kicks the key, breaking it. Ranked, Jennifer severely thrashes him and utilizations the pee-filled canteen to break him in the head, causing a wide slice that takes him out. She then goes to beware of him, which, and I cannot pressure sufficiently, this is something you ought to never do in a blood and gore flick. Obviously, and in a leap alarm, Matt awakens shouting, gets Jennifer's head and hammers it on the floor, taking her out. He then falls oblivious once more, or nods off, not certain which since he's obviously a psycho. In a little while Jennifer awakens and Fellow tells her he did everything so he could get to know her with no interruptions. I surmise he didn't understand being secured in that frame of mind around midnight is a quite huge interruption. Yet again Jennifer repeats Matt will not pull off this and plans on ratting him out when the following safety officer appears. Yet, Matt uncovers he exchanged shifts with a wide range of various safety officers on the job that end of the week and nobody will track down them until Tuesday. He then says he wants to sort something out before Tuesday since he would prefer to kill Jennifer than return to jail. At long last the tension beginnings. We're close to 60 minutes into this hour and brief film. Jennifer calls him a beast and states the genuine reality that he seized her. This makes Matt freak out. Matt insults her, getting and opening the gifts Jennifer was conveying for Derek. He compels her to open the other gift, which is uncovered to be a stogie set containing a lighter and a little set of sharp stogie scissors. Ideal for cutting somebody, which is something she doesn't quickly do. Matt keeps on behaving like a psycho, smoking and insulting Jennifer. We slice to somewhat later and Matt is currently saying sorry to Jennifer and asking her for one more opportunity, yet he does this in a threatening manner. He then, at that point, utilizes the pee-filled bottle and pummels it against the light boards as they were irritating him for not being on. This makes him understand that the lights must be transformed from an external perspective and that the roof boards can be constrained open. Utilizing the pee-filled indoor regulator he scales and hammers it against a roof board, making it release and open.
Matt advises Jennifer to support him, however, she's more astute than Matt normally, grabs casualties and lets him know it's simpler to help her up. She vows to do anything he says and send help once she's free. He succumbs to this, and when she's out of the lift, she gives him the finger since she was clearly lying. For what reason didn't she stand by till she was allowed to uncover her arrangement? I don't have any idea yet. Matt figures out how to move through the roof and pursues her. Jennifer arrives at one of the lift entryways yet can't open it before Matt contacts her. Seeing no other choice, he hops towards her, getting her, and bringing them both crashing down through the lift roof, thumping them both out. Before long Jennifer awakens before Matt and notification a fire sprinkler that was taken cover behind a roof board? How might that try and work? She utilizes the paper of the picture and the lighter from the stogie box to light a fire and trusts the smoke sets off the alarm. Matt awakens and tells her it won't work similarly as the sprinkler turns on. Matt endeavors to go after Jennifer, yet she kicks him straightforwardly in the face, breaking his nose. She then, at that point, snatches her jacket and his shirt and ties him up. For reasons unknown, Matt thinks this is an incredible chance to indeed insult her about her arrangement. Jennifer then takes the stogie scissors and unfastens Matt's pants so she can hack his dick off. Matt shouts and we slice to dark. We open to a crying Matt saying thanks to Jennifer for not distorting him. Jennifer then concludes that she ought to record his admission since she doesn't maintain that the story should be a he said/she said circumstance. Which genuinely looks bad since there are cameras recording him beating her. Notwithstanding, while at the same time recording, we become familiar with it's presently Sunday and Matt's genuine name is John Deakins. We then, at that point, see a couple of flashbacks that fill in certain openings, including John switching off the lift when he brought up the stickman drawn on the lift. John admits the sex story of the working partner from prior was valid. Evidently, John Deakins was an effective chief VP of an organization until that work outing where, after he left with the lady, he crashed his vehicle killing her. Following a half-year in prison, the main work he had the option to get was as a safety officer in the structure. Jennifer then quits recording since she really feels awful for him. Why? He attempted to kill her, and presently she feels adequately awful to stop her recording. Simply a moronic move by the person.
We open to a crying guy thanking Jennifer for not disfiguring him. Jennifer then decides that she should record his confession since she doesn't want the story to be a he said/she said situation. Which honestly makes no sense since there are cameras recording him beating her. Regardless, while recording, we learn it's now Sunday, and Guy's real name is John Deakins. We then see a few flashbacks that fill in some holes, including John turning off the elevator when he pointed out the stickman drawing on the elevator. John confesses the sex story of the work colleague from earlier was actually true. Apparently John Deakins was a successful executive vice president of a company until that work picnic where, after he left with the woman, he crashed his car killing her.